I'm Ryan, and this is my video race report from my own personal hell. I mean, from the Biketoberfest Cyclocross 35 Plus B race in Howard County, Maryland on October 29th, 2016. Although I had a second row number this week, there was an opening in the front row as we lined up. Remember kids, always get to staging on time. To be honest, the rows were pretty much meaningless this week on the long uphill start. Note that I've added the gradient to the top right of the screen. We're going to need that for this course. Usually in cross there's a choke point early on that really slows down the riders who are placed behind, say, about 5th place. But I didn't find a choke point when I pre-rode this short and very hilly course. The course is wide and really not too technical, but it was excruciating. After a few turns, a dirt track and some barriers, I slotted into 6th. Then we hit the front side hills. Normally 2 hills like the grass hills on the front side of this track would be the total elevation change of a course. But this week they were just an appetizer. I mean, only a 15% grade? I lost 2 places in the hills before we moved into the tight off-camber down and up S-shaped curves. From there we sweep downhill over a big roller onto an off-camber straightaway leading into the woods. And those are a lot of cyclocross words. I didn't get a chance to take this downhill at race pace in my warm-up, and though you can't see it in the video, I rode on one wheel for a second after incorrectly judging the roller. After that, I was extra cautious and lost time each lap as we rolled through this section. From there, we head into the woods for a leg-busting, loose dirt climb that tops out at a 24% grade. If it were a little bit steeper or the ground a little looser, it would be a run-up. But as it is, it's just the most painful section on the course to ride. I came off the hill 11th, and that's where I would end up the first lap. We get just a bit of respite here heading around the pond, before the course continues up a root-covered dirty hill, then heads into the woods to climb back up to the finish line. And the gravel climb out of the woods completes our Cyclocross Climbs bingo card. This is technically the longest climb on the course, but I don't think it seemed as tough as the others, maybe because it had such a lower grade. The section at the top of the course was the only section of rest on the course. Even the uphill start didn't seem too bad compared to the rest of the ride. I hung with the rider in the series leader's jersey for most of this lap, picking off 3 riders. I tried to pass him towards the end of the lap, but he found a second wind and rode just out of reach for what seemed like the rest of the race. For the most part, I was riding alone for the next 5 laps. On the final climb back to the finish, I got caught by a rider who had mechanical issues earlier in the race. I wish that I had the energy to stick with him, but at that point in the race, I was toast. What an exhausting way to spend 45 minutes. I'm glad to have that one in the rearview mirror. I'm not thrilled with 10th place, but I'll take it this week. The Sportif Cup is back in 2 weeks with the South Germantown Cyclocross race.